That's about it. Just, yeah, I want to go home. I do not feel good. I don't want to go home. Hey, look at me. I'm out camping. Woo! Just got some fresh snow on the ground here. It's really not that bad. It's a little windy out right now. But I'm looking forward to a weekend enjoying some time outside. Okay, so debating whether or not I want to share this with everybody, but it's time I admit that I might have a problem. I tend to overpack. I'm only going to be out here for a couple days, and I have completely loaded the vehicle. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't get it. I mean, I have so much gear in here. It is insane. I mean, I am packed to the hill. It's like I'm trying to midnight move out of my place, and that's not what's going on at all. I just have a problem. So this is something I got to fix this year when it comes to camping and going outside, going out into the woods and going camping, because it's horrible. This is something I need to fix. I take way too much stuff. It shouldn't be this difficult. I shouldn't be throwing stuff in the car like this last minute. I tried to get organized last year. It didn't really work. So I'm going to try again this year, and wish me luck. I'm going to enjoy a nice weekend out here camping. The weather's a lot nicer than I thought it would be, which is good. A little fresh snow on the ground. Very excited to try out a new tent. And this is absolutely ridiculous. It's horrible. I organized everything so I could just slide out my sled onto the snow and have my one pack that has all of my tent and my shelter in it and everything I need. And then I piled it with all this other crap. So now I got to take all that crap out just to get to that. Horrible, horrible. Oh, the wind's kicking up. Whew. Oh, it's a little chilly. It's going to be a fun weekend. Oh, Luxe Mini Peak XL. Gonna have a little more space. Do a little hot tent this time. I'm going to set up right there. Okay, so I've got it all staked out here. Definitely much bigger than the Mini Peak 2, which is great. The wind is coming from this side here, so I put the doors over there so I won't get any direct wind in through the doors. So I also picked up their telescoping center pole for this, and this thing is, I think, the 197X. And you'll notice I went ahead and pre-measured it. You can see where there's some Sharpie lines. It tells me where I need to extend the pole to be the correct height for this shelter, for this tent. All right, I've got it set up. I went ahead and started scooping snow out from the inside of it. Still got a little more work to do in there. After I get that done, I also need to secure it a little bit better. Get these additional tie-outs staked out and get things adjusted. Fix little problems like this where my stake's almost straight up and down and that's about to pop off. So gotta work on that, get this thing set up and tightened up and ready to move into it. Trying to beat the weather here. The wind has let up for a minute. Just kind of want to show you what I got set up in here. I've got my Mr. Heater. It's not where it's going to live. I've got the inner secured, but I haven't pulled it up. What I want to show you is underneath here. I've got Tyvek and then an old wool blanket. Give me just a little insulation under that. The next thing I'm going to do is finish getting this all set up. Got, let's see, one hook over there to hook up to it. And then I'm going to get my cot set up in here, and I'm going to assemble it in here out of the wind. See how well that goes. All right, so I got the cot set up, and I assembled it upside down to get the legs on inside the inner, and not a good idea. I got it all put together, and then there wasn't enough room for me to turn it over. So I had to pull it out, flip it over, and put it back in. So that did work, but if you're trying to assemble it with the inner, I don't recommend it. Let's see. So I'm laying on the cot now. I got all sweaty. My jacket got all wet. I've got it hung up here on a little hanger on the pole, and I've got the heater on low. Maybe dry it out, and I will take a little break because I'm getting too old for this. All right, Mini Peak XL. I like this. I like this a lot. This pole here is Luxe sells. It's a adjustable height pole. I believe it's the 197. I got the extra length one because I thought I might use it for other applications if I'm doing stuff with tarps. So it's not just for this tent. But I'm very excited. This is great. It's extremely comfortable in here. I'm still waiting for everything to kind of acclimate, but it's showing 42.3 degrees in here. I got all sorts of little tables set up in here. It's pretty nice. I've got one of my Arctic bags here. In this thing, I've got my Kindle. I've got a little lantern, a whole bunch of things just for charging batteries, keeping my phone charged, entertainment stuff if it's cold and I can't sleep. Heater's working great. It is nice and warm in here. I piled up some snow along the side that is windward facing, and that seems to block a lot of the snow coming in. I wasn't sure if I was going to do the inner. I'm glad I did. I think it's going to make some difference keeping me warmer than I would be just underneath the outer shell, and I guess that's what it's for, right? Very happy about this. Very, very happy. Lots of room in here. I could still tighten this up a little bit more before I go to bed, but boy, this is going to be a good tent. It's going to be great. I set the outside thermometer. I've got a little Accurate system here. I set it outside, actually on the tire of the car. Couldn't find a good place out there where I wouldn't lose it, you know, because thermometers and sensors need to be white in the snow. So we'll see. It hasn't adjusted yet. It still says that it's 40 degrees out there, and it's not 40 degrees. It's actually about 33 right now. So we will let this acclimate and see what happens, see what kind of temperature we can keep this tonight. I just realized I didn't bring in any of my lighting gear, so I'm very challenged with all the stuff I have. So I'm trying to find things is very difficult. I know that I have a little Goal Zero Crush Light Chroma in this bag here, which is good if I want some kind of light in here. But I have some Goal Zero Light of Life minis, which work great hanging up at the top, and then I can just run a cord down and hook it up to my battery pack. Which is another thing I need to bring in here, is I need to bring in my my Jackery 160. That'll power all the cameras and keep everything charged up for the weekend. I am here for 2 nights. It's Friday right now. It's Friday at 3:45 p.m. I got some friends coming out here as well, so we're all going to be hot tenting it. Everybody's got their own tent, and gonna have a good weekend. Stay here all day Saturday. Hopefully the weather will be nicer. It'll probably be cold, but I'm hoping that the sun will be out, so we can get some things done. I did bring my my Mini Peak 2, and I'd really like to set that up kind of alongside the XL and see if I can put a tarp awning between the two. I kind of got some ideas. I need to really sit down and play around with it, and I'd really like some good weather to do that in. So I need to go find my lighting system for in here, because I will need that at approximately probably about 6 o'clock, when it gets dark enough to where you're gonna need light. And I'll probably so I'll need that probably about 5:30. It gets dark here. Days are finally getting longer, so that's always good, and we're just waiting for spring. Let's see, I got tons of little bags here. What's this? This is a headlamp. Oh jeez, 2 headlamps and a lantern. Why does that need to be in its own little bag? I've got this bag. What's this? Aha! A little music. That's always good to have. I'd probably fire that thing up. Let's see. Oh, Kleenex. Some wet ones. And, oh yes, there's one of my Goal Zero lanterns. This one also has USB on it, so I like having that one handy. I'll set that over there on my little nightstand. It's nice in the XL. This is an AM/FM radio with weather alert. It's nice in the XL. This is a 1.5 inner. One of the issues, not really an issue, but one of the things I didn't like about the Mini Peak 2 is that once you were in the inner, it was just big enough for me. I'm about 6'1". I'm, you know, got a good dad bod I've been working on. So I always had issues like taking off my glasses. Where would I put those? Setting my phone off to the side, and then I'd wake up in the middle of the night realizing I've rolled over on top of something. So this is nice. It's nice, first of all, because I have the cot. Oh, the wind's picking up. Got a little pocket that I can store stuff in, but I've got room where I can put things off to the side, and I don't need to worry about those getting underneath me when I'm sleeping. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. This is going to be a great experience. 2 thumbs up. Okay, so I'm going to have some bratwurst. We do not have a fire tonight, so I had an interesting idea. Got my heater going over there. Got myself a couple pieces of heavy-duty aluminum foil. Cooler full of goodies here. Alright, so let's do this plan. Give me a knife. And I'm going to have 2 brats. And this is going to take a while, I think, because it's not like I'm cooking these on a stove or over an open fire. So I'm going to take 2 of these brats. These are Wimmer's Cheddar Best. They're better than Cheddar Betters because they're the Cheddar Best. Believe me, they are. So I cut a hole in this packaging and I can't find it. There it is. And I'm gonna heat up 2 brats. So my plan is to just have them in this foil and put it close to the buddy heater on a little rack. Doesn't that sound amazing? Hoping it won't take more than 30 or 40 minutes to get that cooked, because I'm starving. But I do have cheese and crackers if I need it. So I'm just roll these up. Now doing it this way will also prevent any splattering when these casings go on these. They usually spit some ooey gooey cheese, which is good. That's what you want. There we are. Feeling pretty proud of myself there. Oof. Put the heater on high for a little bit here. And that, let's see. At 47, 57 up near the top. We're gonna go ahead and take this. I'll put them as close to that end as possible. And then I'm gonna set this right there. Look at that. Right up against that. And that should slowly heat those. We'll find out.
Well, this is fun. It's really windy. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming through. Tent's holding up. That's all I can ask for. I did turn the heater off. I didn't want the tent coming down. I didn't want to melt it. So it's a lot chillier now in here, but it's still alive. That's the important thing. It's still warm. It's about 2:30 in the morning. So just gonna hunker down here. Hope my shelter holds up. All right. Whew. Well, it's still really windy out. The big gusts have calmed down a little bit. That's a horrible angle. Sorry about this. I need to turn the heat back on. It's down to 11 degrees in here. Whew. So it's still a little chilly. I don't know if you can see my breath. Whew. But he's taking that chill off a lot here, so just hunkering down and hoping that the tent holds together, and hoping the wind dies down pretty quick. Whew. Oh. It's nice having the heater though. At least Keeping me a little warm in here. Not sure if you can see this, but I'm pretty sure I lost a tie out. My guy line off the center on this side, so the inner is with the wind and everything kind of laying down on top of me, but still sleep bag keep me nice and warm. This is just crazy wind. Just cuddled up. We've got a North Face furnace sleeping bag here, and that's I think it's rated at 20 degrees. So I'm definitely pushing the limits of it. But I am nice and toasty in here with the heat on. It's almost 3 a.m. and it is still just blowing and blowing. Brr. See if you can notice this here. It's the floorless tent. They've got a rug down here. But you can see where in front of the heater where it's melted some of this frost with the high winds and some blowing snow out there. I had a little mini snowstorm coming in from the underside of the tent. This is the joy of having a floorless shelter. And this is probably why you want one with a snow skirt. So you don't have to worry about this exact thing happening. So with the heater on, it's starting to melt off. I'm sure all this stuff will dry out. But it's got a nice layer of frost on everything that's out of range of the heater. Oh, just a heads up. I woke up at like, I don't know, sometime and just had the worst flu symptoms ever. So yeah, I not feel good, and I slept till about noon. I still don't feel good, but I finally felt good enough to just get out of Zach and get to the car. So now I'm gonna load things up, and I'm gonna drive home, and I'm gonna crawl into a bed and have real bathroom facilities. This is not fun at all. So, but other than that, the propane tank, the propane hot tent, the Mini Peak XL was great. We had some serious wind, like 60-mile-an-hour winds. That was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I took some video. I'm not sure how well it's gonna turn out, other than just be real noisy. But that's what it was like. A lot of times I was holding on to the center pole because I didn't want the whole tent to go. I mean, I was really concerned. It was a lot of wind, and I definitely wish I had a snow skirt on that thing. So I had a lot of snow and freezing rain and icicles and all this stuff just blowing up underneath the tent and landing on the inside. Luckily I was in the inner, but still it was definitely challenging. I had another issue with one of the stakes coming out. It was the one facing towards the wind. So I'm going to switch to a different type of stake, something that grabs onto that better, so I don't have to worry about them getting pulled out and having the tent come down on me, because that brought part of the inner down on me, which was cold, very cold. But like I said, I was in there till noon. It was not a good day. It was not a good morning for me at all. I just want to get home. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spare you me tearing everything down and just throwing it in the car, because I just want to go home. That's about it. Just, yeah, I want to go home. I do not feel good, and I want to go home.